Joining from Melbourne, we have Walter, who is a counselor and integrative wellness facilitator. Thank you for being here, Walter.
Hey, Eduardo, thank you for having me. Thanks for the introduction. Um, and yeah, we had some conversations in the past, and you opened up to me about more of the holistic wellness approach you take to being a practitioner and what you're creating, which is so wonderful. And it aligns so much in my lifestyle and my values and how I try to also show up as not just a mental health counselor, yet a support person to so many other people who truly need to relearn how to feel emotions that are coming up in their body, reconnect the mind and the heart and the body, and yeah, also looking to live their own version of a holistic wellness lifestyle. So thanks for having me, Eduardo.
No worries, mate. Thank you very much for being here. So then, would you mind just explaining what do you actually do so that people really connect the dots?
Sure. Well, I'm trained as a clinical mental health counselor. I'm licensed in America in the state of Colorado, and then we registered as mental health counselor in Australia, level 4. So in the States, I'm able to diagnose. I deal with like all different mental health, emotional, let's say, disorders. Yet essentially, what I do though is help people learn how to feel their emotions, label them, identify them, process them. And then there's like somatic exercises so that they're using the breath, different meditative exercises, expanding their emotional capacity to feel. And then they shed, they release, they let go. And it's a beautiful experience. So it's a lot of emotional processing.
Beautiful. So, what was the thing that inspired you to begin in this wellness journey supporting others?
Well, the short answer is a lot of hardship and feelings of struggle. And it was sort of like many years of looking around to the people I trusted, whether it was like family members, um, working professionals, professors, like peers in my previous life. Like I was in business and sales and marketing and looking around and just feeling like I'm not receiving the guidance and the answers that are truly helping me feel at peace. And yeah, living with a lot of emotional struggles and then going to my own therapy, learning about how to feel and process my emotions in a healthy way, because growing up, that was very invalidated and not really shown to me. And then, yeah, through that process, that transition, opening my heart, feeling the emotions, processing, helping me grow emotionally. It's been such a wonderful journey, healing journey. And I want to be able to provide and give that back to human beings.
Beautiful. So, would you mind sharing one or a few if you want, but at least one memorable experience that you had with a person or with a group?
Sure. What comes to mind is a client years ago, uh, a man, very hardened, um, and they were addicted to some strong drugs. They had a family, and let's say in and out of prison, going through really rough time and rough life. Very intimidating. If you just look at the person on the street or you're passing them, you're not really making eye contact. It's very intimidating. And there were a lot of parallels in both of our lives. And being able to self-disclose some of my stories that others around me had, and then using different therapeutic modalities so quickly. I was able to get him to feel his emotions, open up. You kind of crack him open because the world um, shows him he's not able to feel. And it was just so healing for him. And he made a transformation journey. And as far as I'm aware, yeah, he's just doing extremely well. So it's those sorts of examples, seeing someone who's extremely hardened by the world and their life, and this therapeutic process that can be so healing and change the direction. So yeah, I'm proud of him.
No, beautiful. I love it. Well, now that we're talking about, um, someone that successfully, improve their well-being. So, what would be a practice or a mindset shift or a habit that you would recommend to anyone to integrate in their lives to improve their well-being?
There's so many little tricks and tools and skills, like coping mechanisms that are available out there on the web, people speak about in podcasts and social media. Many are very, very useful. I kind of developed this short few minute breathing exercise that I label the 468 uh, flow with emotions breathing. And essentially, it's a quick, deep, slow inhale through our nose for 4 seconds, holding for 6, and then it's a slow, deep exhale for 8. And then we round it and do 6 to 8 rounds. It may seem like nothing on the surface, but it is a short way to help reset the nervous system. If there's like any kind of nervous system activation or there's trauma responses based on situation, it helps you regulate the nervous system, can help regulate emotions, come back to the present moment, and help allow for grounding. So that's something I kind of created over the past years, and it's called the 468 flow with emotion breathing breathing method.
I love it. I mean, if you have any other that comes to mind that you want to share, please do it.
For sure, for sure. Well, yeah, I'll just say quickly, I've been a therapist for 7 years, dealing with, all different kinds of diagnoses, disorders, people going through all kinds of struggle, really intense struggle. And the core therapeutic modalities that I support people with are, there's three. There's DBT, which is dialectical behavioral therapy, that has to do with helping people expand the emotional capacity, sit with difficult emotions, and not give in to the unconscious, like trauma responses, to flee, to freeze, to fight, or fawn. There's like all these options. So that's DBT. Then there's ACT, which is acceptance commitment therapy, and that has to do with helping us grow the awareness, thoughts, feelings, emotions that come up. We don't want to lead that to cause us to make decisions unconsciously. So it helps bring awareness to what we're feeling and we're thinking, and we can manage it and move through it. And then the third, this is very important, IFS. They're all like 3-letter acronyms. Make it easy to remember. But IFS is internal family systems, which has to do with representing the unlimited parts of ourself that still exist. Can be a younger part of us, a child part, a teenage, part of us in our 20s that represent like snapshots in time. We had thoughts, we had feelings, we had different experiences, and often we're not reconnecting to them. And if we don't honor what we were feeling at the time, there's what they call like it fractures off. And it can also become a form of trauma. So internal family systems helps us like go back in the past, feel what we needed to feel, what those parts needed us to feel in the past. We go through a whole like integrative process. It becomes part of what we call the authentic self. And then we like release the emotions and the trauma, and it helps us live more in the present moment, more in alignment with our truth, our authenticity, and ultimately like a higher vibration, better moods. So those are the three. There's ACT, DBT, and IFS.
Amazing. I will forget the acronyms, but at least not the essence.
Right, exactly. I mean,
No,
they're all meant to
terrific.
help people. I feel better at the end of the
Yeah.
day. So, uh,
So beautiful. Now about you and about your practice. So what would be the biggest challenge that you have faced as a facilitator?
for me, the biggest challenge is the internal work, it never stops. And it can feel very confronting at times because, yeah, as the practitioner, the provider, the support person, therapist, you're there to be a mentor, a role model, a guide, a support, attuning to the other's emotional needs, their needs in any given moment, but also with insight, with perspective, with wisdom, with life experience. And it, what I've learned as a higher functioning therapist, we can't stagnate. We can't have the same all the time. We have to constantly be doing the inner growth work, challenging ourselves, exploring our past, feeling emotions, learning ways we can keep growing, not just outside, but within. And seeing different clients, it evokes and confronts parts of me that still have work to do. So that can be confronting sometimes. That's the balance between doing the inner work, being there to show up for the clients and the people who come and see me, so that it's a constant, I want to ensure that I'm providing the best support possible for them and I'm continuing to grow.
Love it. Terrific. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, now just to wrap up, what is next for you? Tell me, what are, the next projects, and events happening? Please share and, offer, and feel free to provide any offerings coming soon.
We have a men's weekend wellness retreat in Victoria, Australia, kind of along the Great Ocean Road, and that should be great. We have an ongoing emotional support for men's group in Melbourne, Victoria, where we do hikes. We'll do day hikes. We can meet at a park. We'll come together, do sharing circles. So that's ongoing. I have a Sydney one. It's slowly growing. And I've been there in person twice to do in person. There's some online stuff. So the men's group stuff is slowly growing. And created new social media handles, because I have a rebranding called the new brand is called Flow with Emotion. This is more of an accurate reflection of who I am. So there's a new website, there's new social media and handles coming out. And other than that, it's more of creating the wellness system for myself that truly aligns with who I am. And then beginning to plan some retreats for next year, planning some forms of e-learning programs, all different kinds of e-learning programs. It's going to be about therapeutic modalities, how to apply them and integrate them. There's going to be, I do relationship counseling for couples as well. So some of the insight that I've learned, and also about, just in general, holistic wellness systems that really can help us tune in and attune to our body, our emotions, our feelings, use the breath, honor what the emotions are trying to teach us, and reconnect the mind and the heart. So there's more to come.
Yeah, you have plenty of exciting things coming. Well, that's all for today, Walter. I really, really appreciate sharing, your wisdom, your experiences, your love, your time. And we can leave it here. And thank you.
Thank you, Eduardo. You're welcome. Glad to be here.